Golden Stories. Welcome back, my people. Tonight's tale will sting like salt on an open wound because this isn't fiction pulled from fantasy. It's the ugliness that hides in tuxedos and pearl necklaces. And if you're new here, pause for a second, hit that like, and subscribe because you don't want to miss this descent into pure arrogance and the sweetest revenge rising from it. The ballroom shimmered like heaven on earth. Red carpets stretched across marble floors, chandeliers rained golden light, and photographers swarmed the entrance, flashing cameras at every polished smile. It was the kind of night where money strutted louder than music, where every handshake was a transaction, and every laugh carried a price tag. She arrived like elegance personified. A black woman draped in satin, her presence commanding, her reputation impeccable. She had earned her place among the so-called elite, but the moment she reached the velvet rope, the poison dripped. The man with the clipboard glanced at her, smirk curling across his lips. "I'm sorry, ma'am. You're not on the list." She leaned forward calmly, voice steady. "Check again." He didn't. Instead, he adjusted his tie with fake authority and repeated, louder this time, "You're not on the list." Heads turned. Whispers began circling like vultures. One woman in diamonds leaned toward her friend and hissed, "Probably came as someone's assistant." They giggled. Another man raised his glass and muttered, "Bold of her to even show up." The air reeked of arrogance. She stood there, not flinching, while the organizers made a show of pretending to flip through papers, their smiles stretched thin with deliberate cruelty. They wanted her gone, erased, invisible. But if you think humiliation was the end of her story, sit tight, because Golden Stories doesn't end at shame. It ends with justice. Viewers, if you're enjoying this fire already, like and subscribe. It's about to ignite even hotter. The murmurs grew louder, venom disguised as humor. A man in a navy suit leaned close enough for her to hear and scoffed. Oversight? More like overstepping. His friends laughed into their champagne, raising glasses as though her exclusion was entertainment. Another guest, a woman with lips painted blood red, whispered just loud enough she should try the staff entrance. Clearly, that's where she belongs. Their cruelty was sharp but wrapped in silk. The organizers tried to smooth it over, voices sugary, fake apologies dripping like honey gone bad. "It must have been a mistake," one stammered. "These lists can get so messy." But their eyes betrayed them. Cold, dismissive, smug. It wasn't an error. It was a choice. She wasn't meant to be part of their polished picture. They wanted her erased. Whispers spread through the crowd like wildfire. Every smirk another cut. Some guests exchanged amused glances, others shifted uncomfortably, pretending to check their phones. The humiliation was deliberate, a performance designed to remind her of her place. Yet she didn't shrink. She stood straighter, her gown catching the chandelier's glow like armor. Her silence mocked their superiority louder than words ever could. Every second she remained unbowed, she became the pebble in their diamond shoes. The hosts thought they had set the stage perfectly. But the curtain was about to rise on a show they weren't ready for. And viewers, if you're hooked, hit that like and subscribe. The tension is only getting sharper. The air snapped when the ballroom doors swung wide. A hush rippled as a tall figure strode in, her husband. Impeccably dressed, presence commanding, the kind of man who didn't walk into rooms, he owned them. Eyes darted, whispers crackled. That's him, the billionaire. He didn't glance left or right. His gaze found her instantly. His wife, standing alone, bathed in equal parts humiliation and defiance. The crowd's smug grins faltered as he crossed the floor, each step echoing louder than their laughter. "Why?" he asked the host, voice smooth yet slicing. "Is my wife not on the guest list?" The host stammered, sweat beading, fumbling through excuses about clerical errors. "Oversight," he repeated weakly. Her husband tilted his head, a smile curving, not warm, but lethal. "Oversight," he echoed, then louder, for the crowd to hear. "Funny, this woman built empires alongside me. Every door I opened, she kicked wider. And yet, she's erased? Tell me, was her skin too bold for your parchment?" The crowd froze, scandal pulsing in every glance. Someone dropped a glass. Others shifted uneasily, their laughter now curdled into silence. The host sputtered, "Please, let's not cause a scene." "A scene?" He laughed coldly. "No, my friend. This is a stage, and tonight you're the act." The chandeliers glittered overhead, but it was humiliation that truly lit the room. And the downfall? Oh, it hadn't even begun. Silence swallowed the ballroom. broken only by the billionaire's calm, deliberate voice. He pulled out his phone, tapped once, and within seconds, camera flashes erupted at the entrance. Reporters poured in, invited by him. The same people who had snickered moments ago now scrambled to hide their faces. You wanted her invisible, he said, gesturing toward his wife, who now stood beside him, radiant and unshaken. But let me remind you, she is the reason many of you are even here. The deals you brag about, the contracts you toast, half of them were sealed in her name. Gasps cut through the hall. A few guilty guests lowered their glasses. The host tried to protest, but his words drowned under the clicking frenzy of cameras. Her husband continued, voice ringing like a gavel. Erase her, and you erase every accomplishment tied to her brilliance. But you can't erase the truth. Not tonight, not ever. Reporters swarmed, microphones stretched, every word amplified. The hosts who once sneered were now cornered under the harsh glare of exposure. Their reputation, once polished and untouchable, cracked wide open before the world. And she didn't need to say a word. Head high, gaze steady, was enough. The woman they tried to belittle stood taller than them all, while they drowned in the mess they created. The night they tried to erase her became the night they were erased. Golden Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The best revenge? Making the world watch.